Hello, everyone. The incident occurred due to a loss of speed control while the ship was approaching the anchorage area. The immense inertia of a ship weighing tens of thousands of tons was not adequately controlled by the braking system or tugboats, resulting in a direct collision. The powerful impact shattered the concrete corner of the harbor, and thick clouds of dust and smoke rose. The ship's bow itself was also severely dented. This incident disrupted cargo handling operations in the area and resulted in extremely high repair costs for the infrastructure. The docking procedure demands absolute precision in terms of speed. The captain and pilot must carefully calculate wind direction and currents and always have contingency plans, such as emergency anchoring or additional tugboats to slow the ship down when necessary. This time, the accident was caused by a misjudgment of safe clearance distance and approach angle. The vessel's upper deck, or rear superstructure, made contact with the support structure of a massive gantry crane positioned along the waterfront. The crane's steel structure was completely deformed and collapsed entirely into the corner of the harbor. Black smoke could be seen rising from the vessel's engine room. This accident not only destroyed a multi-million-dollar asset, but also posed a direct threat to the lives of workers operating on the ground and inside the crane cabin. Navigating within the confined space of a seaport requires continuous multi-layered monitoring. Early collision warning systems and constant communication between shoreside operations personnel and the vessel's bridge must be maintained at all times to detect overhead obstacles before they become a hazard. The incident occurred due to a lack of proper coordination within the anchorage. The smaller vessel had either maneuvered or anchored too close to the swing radius and anchor zone of the massive cruise ship. When the larger vessel began heaving anchor or adjusting its position, the enormous anchor chain beneath the water accidentally became hooked around the bow or deck section of the smaller vessel. Completely different from the series of collisions and technical incidents shown in the previous scenes, the sinking of this vessel was a planned and controlled operation. Typically, engineers had opened conversion valves, removed internal bulkheads, or used precisely positioned explosives in the lower compartments to allow water to enter evenly, causing the vessel to sink vertically or at a calculated angle. Before that, the vessel had certainly been completely cleaned of hazardous chemicals and engine oil to meet environmental standards. This accident resulted from a navigation error or a serious lapse in attention by the operator of the larger vessel, combined with the smaller vessel anchoring or maneuvering within the superyacht's blind spot without providing any proactive warning signals. Consequence was severe property damage, with the structure of the smaller vessel being completely deformed and causing significant psychological trauma to the victims.
hebben ze heel speciaal voor ons gedaan. Zo'n beetje een ambiance.
Zit je in een laag water?
Moving from the waterfront area deeper into the logistics center, the cargo vessel Takora, while docking, strikes the support structure of a large crane, causing thick black smoke to rise from the high-pressure connection points above. This is the result of a miscalculation of speed and wind direction, a natural factor during the docking process, combined with a lack of timely assistance from a tugboat. The collision does not sink the vessel, but it cripples the port infrastructure. Damage to the crane means that the entire cargo handling operation of the port is brought to a standstill, causing a chain reaction of economic losses for multiple import and export businesses. Port navigation procedures must be implemented using real-time meteorological and hydrological data. There can be no room for complacency when attempting a docking operation before the required safety standards for wind and current conditions have been met. The passenger vessel Exit strikes directly into a massive gantry crane system. The tremendous impact force pushes back the steel structure, triggers a major explosion, destroys the crane's base, and causes the entire crane to collapse. This scene is the result of a combination of human error and delayed emergency response. The failure to deploy the anchor in time or alter the vessel's steering angle after the danger was identified turned what could have been a routine contact incident into a major explosion and structural collapse. The incident escalates into a catastrophic disaster, completely destroying production assets worth millions of US dollars, creating an extremely high risk of casualties among port workers and disrupting international shipping routes. Emergency drills are the only lifeline. When all preventive measures seen in the previous incidents have failed, the crew's ability to manage a crisis within 30 seconds becomes the line separating a minor collision from a devastating disaster.
Ini hidup kepeng.
Minggir, bosun, minggir. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Oh. Iya kan.
It's damaged. But I was thinking, where are they doing? What are they doing?
But I don't understand.
This accident was the result of a serious loss of speed control by a large vessel while operating in a narrow waterway with heavy traffic. This was compounded by the maritime blind spot directly ahead of the vessel's bow, preventing the captain from detecting and avoiding the smaller craft in its path and time. The direct impact completely deformed the smaller vessel's steel hull structure, caused localized flooding, and nearly sank the craft. It resulted in significant property damage and caused severe psychological trauma to those inside the cabin. Greater size demands greater visibility. For large vessels with substantial momentum and extensive blind spots ahead of the bow, maintaining a minimum safe speed and assigning additional lookout personnel at the bow when entering a bay are essential measures to prevent the vessel from becoming a threat on the water. In this case, the vessel is confronted with a steering system malfunction or an emergency engine failure. Its tremendous momentum turns the vessel into an uncontrolled projectile heading toward land, but the crew has better contingency preparations in place. The incident completely destroys maritime navigation infrastructure, including a navigational beacon, causes erosion and damage to the protective stone seawall, and triggers widespread panic among city residents. This footage serves as a costly reminder that mechanical backup systems are the final line between an incident and a disaster. Routine maintenance of emergency anchoring systems and the ability to deploy an anchor within a matter of seconds are the key factors that can prevent massive losses of life and property when the primary navigation system becomes disabled. The open ocean under extremely severe weather conditions. The massive car carrier Modern Express is listing at a catastrophic angle of nearly 45 degrees to one side, helplessly struggling and rolling violently among large waves. High above, a rescue helicopter is forced to circle overhead, attempting to lower rescue lines to reach the crew in a life or death situation, as the vessel could capsize at any moment. The shifting of cargo weight, loss of center of gravity balance. Continuous heavy seas force thousands of vehicles to break free from their securing chains, causing them to shift toward one side of the vessel and eliminating its ability to self-balance. The vessel completely lost its ability to operate under its own power and faced the risk of permanently capsizing in deep water, threatening the lives of all personnel on board and creating economic losses reaching tens of millions of US dollars.
راح اتاكد خفت راح لك الاصل اوه راح جمب ايوه مات بلاي.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you for watching Dock Crash. Remember, a small mistake on the water can lead to a serious accident. Learn from what you've seen today, stay safe, and we'll see you again in the next accident analysis. Stay tuned.